Hey guys, welcome back to Clash with Barndo. This is going to be the second part of our Mariana Trench Potluck War. You can see we lost by the 2 stars. Now, what I want to look at is the Town Hall defences. I'm doing a fail-safe. So, what we're looking at here is you can see there's a few of the guys took 3 to get rid of. There was one that took 7, Timothy, number 20, and then there was their number 27 took 4. So, outside of that, there was only 1, 2, 3, 4 bases that took 3 hits, 5 bases, sorry. So it was a really improved war from Aussie Addicts. But what we did have was we had the one base that took 7 attacks. Now, I've gone through and worked out the attack order of what's happened. The second attack on this base was 99%. So what we need to ask ourselves is, why the hell did we change so much from the first attack to get to that? Then the next attack was a 50, then a 75, then another 99%, then a 98%, and it was then cleaned off with a Town Hall 10. So I haven't watched every single attack. I'm going to be doing a lot of these fresh, but you can see here we've got the exposed queen up the top. That's got an air expo on her. She's got a air defense underneath. 2 air defences down the bottom, clan castle. Now, these guys all run very similar clan castles, so we knew that it would possibly be a baby dragon, 2 Valks and whatever in the clan castle. That would have been 90% of their clan castles at least. Now, you can see one left-hand air defence over there. So, a bit of a weird looking base. It was a good base. You don't see the king and the queen too often together. And then you've got to work out, what do I do to get rid of that king and the queen? Do I queen walk them? Do I use a kill squad there? When you use a kill squad, the problem is it's not a bad base to use a kill squad on against going into those, because you can double poison the heroes and you only get the heroes and then you walk into the clan castle afterwards. So there's not a lot of point defensive that's there, but a good looking base. It took 7 attacks for us to get down. There was 2 99s and a 98 versus this base. So we need to ask ourselves, what did we do wrong? Okay, so you can see here, Rebex, one of our core players, only quite low heroes, 1720. This is definitely part of the reason why I think we did as bad as we did in this war. But the rest of the attacks versus this base were big heroes. So what we'll look at, what have we gone? It's a HGHB raid, so the HG Hobo. Now, the Giants are going to be going straight onto that mortar. They're going to path into that. The Wizard gets that side camp. The Poison is a bit low, lost 1 or 2 Giants already. Sorry, a bit late, I should say. Part of the problem with this kind of a raid, going head on into those heroes, is they're going to put a lot of pressure on your Giants at the start, and they're also going to mean that these side buildings are going to give you a lot of grief. So you can see there's several Giants dead already. The Queen's still alive. Now, this is the first time I've watched this particular raid. I didn't get a chance to see this during it. You can see the bowlers go walking because the side isn't herded properly. Like I expected, the Vaby Clan Castle defence, that's going to wreak havoc now. That baby's going to lock onto those healers, and you can see it's pretty much all over Red Rover for this raid. So that's part of the problem with hitting into that kind of a setup, is your Giants are put under huge pressure at the start, and then from there you don't get the herd properly. Your core units don't go in the centre field as you want them to, and it affects your entire raid. So you can see a lot of those kinds of problems there. Okay, so we'll have a look now at Ardaz's attack. Now, he was one of our cleanup crew, and he's gone in with a Queen Walk, looking like a Govarho, possibly with 2 healers for his section. So what I want to look at here is, we know there's a Tesla now beside this enemy king. So we know that there's going to be up to 5 point defences there. That's a huge amount. Do we hit that head on? Probably not. That's probably not the best idea. On a second replay, you'd like to go, well, okay, let's mix this army up. Shall we have some kind of a Queen Walk, draw the clan castle, and then send in our ground section into the right-hand side there around 3 o'clock and jump into these heroes? is that a viable option? Because then everything's going to be running, everything's going to be in effect. And let's have a look how Ardas has taken this. So the wall breakers weren't affected, they were probably late. You can see he's going for the clan, he must be going for the clan castle. Now he's out of wall breakers, so you can see, I do remember watching this live, so he is going to come in from the right. Now what should have happened here, as soon as his queen started walking to the right and his wall breakers failed, he should have started his golem. There's no way he should have allowed his queen to push through to that cannon and to keep walking, because that air defense was absolutely going to smash his queen. If he had have put the golem onto that, spread out the forwards straight away, and possibly his king, maybe used a Valk or two up the side here to be able to herd that side quickly, that would have been a good reaction in effect. What's going to happen is the queen's going to go around and bang, this is the raid over straight away. You can see wall breaker fail. Extra wall breakers probably would have been needed. For me personally, I take 6 wall breakers when I want one wall opened in a raid like this, because it allows you to do a test wall breaker and it gives you then 5 spare, so you can use 2 and then later on it gives you another 3. So you can see now the bowlers end up doing a walk around the side. We really have seen bugger all of this raid so far, but that's the effect what I would have liked to have seen with the ground coming in from the right hand side there. So they go through the golem. Just imagine if he had have had his queen on the inside here. He's hit 99%. He would have obviously hit the 3-star. So there's no trick Teslas or anything like that. We see one giant bomb. So it's obviously just the DPS buildings that need to die. Absolute heartbreaker. You can see though, we'll have a look at how many wall breakers he took in. Not enough reaction time on the right hand side there. So 4 wall breakers. I would have taken 6 and reduced troops somewhere else, whether it was one less hog probably, to then get an additional couple of minions. It's very hard mixing these armies up. Good effort, Ardas, 99%. Now let's have a look at the next one. Okay, so this was Shade. Now, Shade was one of our cleanup crew as well, and he's only hit 50% 1-star, so something went dramatically wrong. Looks like a bit of a Vaho. So Valks, Hogs, Queen Walk. What's he started with? So he started with a little bit of herding. Now Shade, he's from the Himalayas, I think, thereabouts. So he's a bit of a foreigner for us. He doesn't talk a lot, but he is generally a solid attacker. So generally I kind of leave him. It's a bit disappointing sometimes when you see raids like this come out as a third raid, 50% 1-star. He's obviously worked out his wall breaker opener a lot better. Got his queen into where Ardas had actually wanted him to go. Now you can see a lot of pressure on this queen. And this is where it's lost, the baby. Straight away, right there. When you pop an ability like that, and you've got a clan castle walking in, the Baby clan castle, it's over. As soon as I saw that, I did watch this live, I just thought, that's it, raid's over. Because he hasn't prepped up well for that. He's gone for the double poison, but done it wrong. And you can see there, too much pressure, queen's dead, Baby locks onto the healers, and it is all over Red Rover. No coming back from that. Same sort of idea with where the Valks were meant to go, but CC's still alive. So at least now that opens up double bombs for us and shows us where double bombs are. I think we saw one other bomb elsewhere. So this is where people should be looking at all of these raids. If you're hitting 3rd, 4th, 5th, you should be watching every single raid beforehand and what went wrong. Okay, so we've got MV Doppelganger. Now, this always reminds me of the old Magic the Gathering card, the old Doppelganger. What's he gone in with? Very similar to Ardas's army, so maybe he was trying to replicate that. A lot of troop space to get that in. So we'll just have a look at that. So that's 5 troop space plus the obviously the wall breakers. So 5 troop space. What could he have done with 5 troop space? Could we have used a baby dragon somewhere to draw the aggro off that? No. I don't know. It feels a bit weird. So, where are we here? He's gone with the queen charge. Level 20 queen, probably worth mentioning, is a level 20 queen versus a Baby CC. You're going to put yourself in immediate pressure straight away. So you need to make sure you're going to do a double poison. He's only drawn the one wizard. It's actually not a bad thing. But you've got to prep up that poison. He's gone for the body pull. Laid on the poison. Used an ability. As soon as that baby swaps over, it's all over Red Rover. So that's the problem with that, is you've got to get the poison and possibly an early rage, or you're stuffed as well. So that's why the baby combo in the clan castle is so big in effect. So you can see from here he's going to be trying to catch up. He's lost 4 healers and his queen. Now at this stage, after watching all of these fails in the same spot, you've got to ask yourself, is this worth attacking this way? Why not do a simple go hog? Why not do a simple stoned go hog, or a go varho, or a stoned go varho, or some bowlers in there? You know now that you've got a double giant bomb over by there, you've got a double giant bomb here. You could just simply go varho this base. You could send in hogs, golems with Valks into the middle, jump that section there to get into the enemy queen, and that baby clan castle is going to do fuck all. It's just not going to be effective. Let's have a look at the next one. Alright, so we see this next 99%. I just had a look at my list, and the one after that's 98. It's such a heartbreaker of a base. This guy should be very proud, Timothy. Big ups to you, mate. I know a lot of teams spend a lot of time building these kinds of bases. Now, what have we got here? Similar looking combo, Varho, Bow, I guess you would call that, because that'll be bowlers in the clan castle. So, 99%. What do we do? Looks like similar again down the bottom, late on the healers, so you've already put pressure on them to get those point defenses down. Now, part of the problem, I'll say this now, is this was at a very late time of the war for us. It was a horrible time of the night, and this is why it put pressure on us, people not having other people to run ideas past. So that's definitely part of it. You can see people just trying to replicate. Should have gone with a rage. There it is. Should have poisoned. Top heavier first. Alright. Just got out of it. Now, what I can see here, that Archer Tower's been firing at him the entire time. Why have we allowed that to happen? We could have put possibly a giant down and then 4 hogs, and it would have killed both of those point defences. So you just look at that and you go, we've got a nice healthy contingent of 11 hogs, 12 with the one that used at the start. Why did we not use something to be able to get rid of those point defences? That queen was pushed the entire time, and you could have gotten rid of those guys and actually made it a lot easier for the queen. Excuse me. Now it's problematic. We've just lost our healers. Only 2 don't have the ability, so that's worked well. Now you can see the hogs are going in. I don't know why he hogged out of there. Valks seem to be really, really late. I don't know why it's such a late time on these Valks. Those bowlers walking around the side were effectively a bit of a waste. I do like the element of charging into that royal section, so definitely do like that. But to see a lot of effort put into that queen at the start, 4 healers, yeah. I'll do a bit of a sum of effect at the end. Like I said, this is some of the first times I've seen these raids. Now let's go and have a look at the second last hit. Okay, so now this is coming towards the end of a war. This is another one of our cleanup crew. Biggs, he did hit a 3-star on his first attack. This is where we needed our guys to be knocking this base off. So we've got our Town Hall 10s to be able to hit up and potentially win us the war. Now, Biggs has gone an entirely different side. He's not going to get the clan castle draw off of that. You can see a lot of minions hurting at the start. The queen is probably going to end up body pulling that Clan Castle. Now, she definitely body pulls. Good use of those poisons. Good rage. I like it. Alright, so that's not bad. Probably could have held on to his ability there. But that's the kind of baby pull that you need. Excuse me. Now, it looks like a bit of a heave-a-ho. Only the one jump. That's where the raid's going to fall down. I can see that straight away. I probably would have positioned that jump differently. The Queen's going to be scaling in there for quite a while. That air defense is not causing his healers any grief. His Valks are copping heals at the moment. So running the old Jimmy Bob down by this lab would have been good. A few hogs on the side. And just allow those Valks to break into those walls. That jump would have been better placed up there. That's an absolute definite, because all that's going to happen is the Valks are going to push in, and then they're going to get, the healers are then going to get fired on from that top air defense. That's pretty much what I can see is going to happen from here. So he's used the hogs a little bit later than expected. Heal for the Valks. It wasn't desperately needed. And you can see, like I said, that air defense is going to pew away at those healers, and that's going to cost all of them. So they're all gone now. Jimmy Bob's down and out of it. Enemy Queen's dead. Still Valks alive. Still Hogs alive. King's got his ability. He's still got cleanup crew he's not using. So this is where it's fallen down, I think. That jump is probably the biggest fail, I guess you would say. You don't want to say fail. He's hit 98%, but that's definitely the biggest mistake there, was assessing that. He was quite happy to jump into the other section there. That would have got him access to the hero's cell, and that air defense would have died a shitload quicker. So you can see now that's pretty much all over. The Queen, she didn't have her ability, so she couldn't keep going. Still got a wizard alive, which is interesting. So what's going on? What actually is left? Oh, he picks up the wizard at the end. Yeah, righto. So unlucky Biggs. Definitely have a look at this, mate. Have a look at where you put your jump. Rewatch the raid. Now let's have a look at the last one. Now, it's one of those unfortunate things in a war. How many is enough? You know, when should you use a Town Hall 10? We used a lot of really big attackers on that base. 1, 2, 3, 4 big attackers at Town Hall 9 level. And we've ended up needing a Town Hall 10 to come and finish it up. So could we have called it at 3? These are things that we analyse afterwards. Really, our clean-up crew had a lot of heartbreakers, 2 of them on this base. So see the early rage there? That's what's going to get your Queen up and prepped. Only uses the 1 poison, and must have been an earthquake elsewhere, is it? So the Valk's in from the right-hand side there. This is a bully, so it's very hard to compare what you're going to do with this bully attack, but you can see still quite lowish on the heroes, 27-30. But really simple in effect. It's a matter of getting those, getting the clan castle. We know a Vaby clan castle is nasty towards queen walks, yet we saw multiple queen walks fail because they couldn't control that clan castle. So that's going to have to mean it points to me that people don't understand how to double poison, they don't understand how to prep up a rage and all these kinds of things. But these are pressure wars, so for us to analyse it afterwards, we think, could we have done it differently? Did we need to walk from that bottom corner where we had 2-point defences pushing at us from the sides? We also had that Expo shooting at us the entirety of that time once you go inside. So where's a better spot? Would be going in there a better spot. We knew there was a double giant bomb by that air defence, so if we send our Queen in there, and who was it that did that? I think, was it Dan or Biggs? But going in there, yeah, I think it might have been Biggs. So going in there was a good call, because you get rid of your nullify, that double giant bomb that's beside that air defence. You can then use a loon on that cannon, and your Queen's going to be pushing in. So she's going to then push in and get that clan castle without too much problem. But to me, I think definitely problems with people in their queen walks and getting control of that clan castle. It's a big popular clan castle at the moment. We need to make sure we know what's going on with it. We need to make sure we use either a double poison, previous rage, but you've got to either try and save a rage or save an ability and time your ability, because if your baby swaps over to the healers, as we saw with MV, then it's a fail. But other than that, we had an amazing war, great to lead, great fun. Big ups, Timothy. You put a base up that pretty much caused us the biggest dramas in the war for our nines. And yeah, so for my guys, I really want you to get out there and